Alright, today I'm going to learn how to overhand serve in volleyball. I'm going to start hitting a few serves and see how it goes, how pathetic it looks.
Alright. Hit some more.
So today we're teaching Brian how to overhand overhand serve volleyball properly. And a few of the things that I noticed from the start was that he was actually standing here, whereas I'm sure, as you've seen in a volleyball player, there's actually a serving line. And on a volleyball court outside, you start at the baseline, which I'm assuming this sidewalk is, and you would actually have to stay behind this line when serving. So it is a little bit more difficult than what Ryan was showing because he's standing a little closer. And then as far as technique goes, Brian, where exactly were you hitting that on your hand?
Probably a little more toward the wrist.
Okay. And
maybe it could come a little more.
Were you coming at it from the side or straight at it?
Straight at it.
Okay, that's good. So what I've always been taught is that you want to hit the ball in this meatier part of the lower palm, just because it actually acts as if it bounces off the palm. If you hit it in the center, the natural instinct and the shape of the hand is actually going to cup the ball, and it's not going to have much bounce. So he did that reasonably well. As far as when you throw the ball up, you notice that he kind of just tosses it straight up without any kind of spin. You'll see a lot of volleyball players, they like to toss it with the opposite hand of their hitting, like he did, and they actually like to flip it, so it has a little bit of topspin. So when you hit it, the ball likes to duck down instead of just float, which is harder to return. So I guess I'll do it.
Demonstrate.
Okay. So I'm a right-handed hitter, he's left-handed. Are you left-handed?
Yeah.
Left-handed hitter. I'm gonna toss it with my left hand, get a little bit of topspin, and then do my best.
And is there a certain height to throw it up? Or is it preference?
It's all preference. You see, I mean, I'm not sure if you've watched college volleyball or got the chance to watch Penn State play it, but you have some girls who toss it, you know, upwards of 10 feet, and others who toss it like 40. Yeah, so whatever's coming.
Gonna do the spin, hit it on the lower palm.
Penguins, Rangers, the rivalry starts tonight.
Alright, so with our second lesson here, we're going to go a little bit further into the serve. We talked about fundamentals with where to hit on their hands as far as the toss prior to hitting the ball. But now, what everybody wants in any kind of sport is what you want power with whatever you do. When it comes to golf, you want to hit the ball far. When it comes to being able to shoot the basketball, you want to be able to pull up from anywhere. Same thing with volleyball. You want power on your serve so it's hard to return. A lot of the power is generated from kind of the coiling motion. Whenever you throw the ball up in the air, you want to turn from your waist and get as much coil in your upper body and your waist and core as possible so you can hit it hard. If you don't do that and you're kind of just, you know, you want to get your sequence real quick? Sure. If you don't have any coil or turn, it's going to look something like this. It's hard to hit the ball hard. It's hard to hit it high and far. So what we want to do is we get that coil that I was talking about. Hopefully we can get a little bit more power. Back up. Yeah, I don't want to hit it. Ready? So we get that coil, a little more power. So we can hit it a little harder and a little higher. So we'll see if Brian can do that now.
Alright, so now more of a turn. The generate more of the power, keeping in mind the fundamentals that we talked about in lesson 1. So here we go. As I was performing my first attempts, I could tell that I had a basic knowledge of how to serve the volleyball overhanded. And Jake did a good job of teaching the skills that were required, the basic skills required to be able to efficiently serve the ball overhand with effectiveness. And for me, I had minimal knowledge of how to serve overhand. I could at least do the motion somewhat. It didn't maybe look the best, and it maybe didn't perform the best. But since I had that basic knowledge, Jake just taught me some fine skills to tune up and have me serve at greater distances with more power. The knowledge of results, you could see it especially with the second lesson. I was able to serve from that back line a little further, and I had better strikes with the volleyball. And it was all thanks to Jake's teaching me how to get the power, the nice turn, to be able to get through the volleyball with effectiveness. And the knowledge of results, you could see it between the first lessons and second, and it improved. Jake did a good job with his feedback. He gave me good positive feedback if I struck the volleyball well, and he did comment on some things when maybe I didn't strike it as good as I should have. I learned from this motor skills assignment, the proper techniques and how to teach anyone. It can apply to golf. Proper steps in order to improve a basic skill, a motor skill, and do it more effectively. And just for the record, this is officially the last day of No Shave November for me. So say goodbye to this. When yins see me in class on Wednesday, no mo beard.